I want to show you how to look through the township papers in Welland County. The township papers are a set of papers that were done at the municipal office, the township office in the early 1800s. They actually go from 1783 to about 1870. Most of them are in the early 1800s, 1790s, early 1800s, some a bit later. These are available on Family Search. The thing with the township papers, it's just some extra parts of the land records, something that might have been unusual that wasn't in the land records might have been recorded at the township. These township papers are not indexed. It is easier if you know the lot and concession, but you do need to know the township for sure. If you don't know the lot and concession, you can scroll through all the papers. I had to do that for Clinton Township because I was looking for something there, and I went through the whole township, all of the township papers for the Township of Clinton. But if you do have the lot and concession, it is easier. You may notice in some of these documents that it talks about the province of Quebec. And we were in the District of Nassau in the province of Quebec before 1791. And in 1791, we became Upper Canada. And then at the same time, or shortly after that, Nassau was renamed the Home District. In about 1792, I believe that occurred. Since I'm looking in Welland County for these township papers, or I'm going to show you how to use the township papers of Welland County, you may notice a lot of them say Lincoln County. Well, Welland County wasn't created until 1845, and it was created from Lincoln County. So a lot of the old records do say Lincoln County. So don't be confused by that. It's just there was a change in 1845. And don't be confused by that. The other thing I wanted to say, in Welland County, some of the townships were just lots. Most of them were lots and concessions, but some of them were done just by lots. So I'm going to start with Birdie Township, and I am in Family Search, and you can get a free account at Family Search. Family Search is a great resource. So if you're new to genealogy, this is a great place to start at Family Search. And I just logged in, created a username, logged in. And I'm going to go to search. I'm going to search the catalog. Remember, I'm looking for Birdie Township papers. So the place here, and I'm going to do Canada and Ontario. And I'm just going to click here. And I want to stop there. I'm not going to go any further with Birdie because these township papers are across Ontario. So I don't want to limit it to Niagara or Welland County or Birdie Township. I want to keep this one wide. So I'm going to leave it at Canada, Ontario, and we'll go to search. And then I'm going to look for some land records, and township papers are part of the land records. So I'm going to go to land and property, and I'm going to scroll down, and you're going to see two sets of township papers. This is the first part of the alphabet, and this is the second part of the alphabet. I'm looking for Birdie, so I'm going to go to the first part here. So I'm going to go to township papers, the first one. And these are all the townships here. Now, these aren't totally alphabetical, so you do have to look through them a little bit. It starts A, goes B, goes to C, goes back to A. So it is going to be a little bit of some searching that you have to do here. And I'm seeing Birdie Township right here. So I'm going to click on this icon here. And for those of you that are new to Family Search, I'll be able to see the microfilm on I'm at home. I'll be able to see the microfilm at home. If you see a key across the top, it means that you can access it, but you just have to access it through a family affiliate center, the Family History Affiliate Center. Okay, but this one's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on it. And let's just take a look at the beginning here. And if you go to the bottom, it tells you what township you're in. And this is the Township of Bentinck. That's not what we're looking for. So I'm going to have to move through the let's go back to here. And I'm going to find Birdie again. And here it says items 879 to 1331. This was the film that I had opened, 879 to 1331. This is telling me it starts on page 879 of the reel. So that saves me a lot of time. So if I go back into the reel and I'm going to put 879 in here, I want to go to page 879 and I'm going to hit the enter key. So I'm going to open this up. And again, let's just look at the bottom here. Just okay, so it says Birdie, so we're good. So let's just go to the page before and just make sure that we are on the right microfilm. And this is the one that's difficult to read. It's very faint, but it's an Township of Bentinck. Okay, so I do want to start at page 879. This one says Township of Birdie. So I'm in the right microfilm here. And this one says Lot 2 First Cross Concession. Birdie, their lots and concessions are a little bit unusual here. Maybe I shouldn't say unusual. I should maybe say confusing. So this is the old patent plan. And I know this is upside down, but I wanted Lake Erie on the bottom here. This is the south end of the peninsula. Up top is the north end. So this says the 16th concession, but then they kind of turn it the other way. So you've got these lots and concessions over here. It looks like there might be a bit of a gore in here, and a gore is just kind of an unusual land shape that doesn't fit in with the lots or the lots and concessions. And then they've got something else down in here. Now I did find Birdie Township a little bit challenging to look at. So let's just go back to the township papers, and I'm going to go to page 884. And here we've got John Carl, number 2, with the first, it says the first cross concession of Birdie, okay? And they talk a little bit about this. If I go to page 886, Peter Wintemute, and oh, sorry, let me just go back. And this is lot number 3 in the first cross concession. Okay, then 886 is Peter Wintemute. If we go to page 907, and this are 906. This is lot 8 in the first cross concession. And let's just go to the next one, and it says this is Benjamin Wilson. So we are looking at lot 8 in the first cross section. I'm just going to pull up the patent map here. And over here, this is what they're talking about. This is lot 8 is here, and this is Benjamin Wilson. So the first part talks about the cross concessions. And like I said, Birdie is a little bit confusing. So let's just continue on into something else. And I'm going to go to page 1112. Oh, sorry, 1113. And this talks about Patrick Chambers, and this is on lot 12, concession 1 and 2. Just going to go back one page, go back one more. Concessions 1 and 2, lot 12 is Patrick Chambers. Okay, so let me just go to the next one just to show you that it says Patrick Chambers. Patrick Chambers at the top here. So I'm looking at the patent map, and I'm looking in this section in here. Concession 1 and 2, lot 12 is Patrick Chambers, and that is in here. So we've got this one here and this one here. This is lot 12. This is concessions 1 and 2. Like I said, Bertie Township, I find the patent maps are a little bit confusing. So then the rest of this reel continues on into Bertie Township, and I think most of it is done under lots and concessions. And when you get to the end of it, you're still in Bertie Township, but we have to, it will continue on to the next reel. So I'm going to go back to the reel, and I'm still looking at Bertie. So here is Bertie here, and I know I'm not finished with Bertie. There's more to it, so I have to kind of dig through and find this. So I'm going to be looking down here, and it does take a little bit of looking here. It's the organization in here. It's not, oh, here's another one that says Bertie, and I'm going to pick that one. That will be, okay, so that starts on page 1 and goes to page 660. So that will probably be the rest of Bertie. So if I go into that reel, I'm at the beginning here, but let's just make sure that we are at the beginning here of Bertie. We want to make sure we're on the right reel. Oh, sorry, don't want that. It's just the little blurb about the township papers. So let's just make sure we're in the township of Bertie, and yes, we are, so we're good to go. On this one here, I'm just going to go to page 600. Again, they start with concession 1, and they do all of concession 1, then they go to concession 2, and they do all of concession 2, and it kind of follows sequentially. So I'm going to go to page 600. And here I have lots 9 and 10 in the 15th concession. So before, I was down here looking at these two lots. This time I'm looking for concession 15, lot 9 and 10. So I'm going to come up here, and these are the concessions down the side. So I'm looking for concession 16, lot 9 and 10. So I've got lot 9 and 10 here, and it says Dame. I can read that on there. If I go back to the township papers, here we have Captain George Dame. Okay, so it does follow a sequence. It's just Bertie is, I find it really confusing. Okay, so this just goes to page 660, and Bertie Township ends at page 660. So that's the township papers for Bertie, and again I remind you, I think they are a little bit confusing. It's one of the, it's probably the one that I had the most challenges with. The next township I'm going to do is going to be Crowland Township. So I'm just going to go back to the list of townships here. I'm going to go to page and go to the next page, and I'm looking for Crowland, and if it is alphabetical, Crowland will probably be on the next page. They're not completely alphabetical, so let's just see if we can find Crowland. And okay, they're not too bad for alphabetical on this page. So here is Crowland. And we will pick this microfilm here. And it says item 522 to 1132. So this would indicate to me that Crowland is probably all on this one reel. So let's just open that up. And let's just go to the beginning, because I just want to make sure that always check to make sure I'm in the right reel. I don't have a, oh, on the side here it says Township of Crosby South, so I need to go in a bit further. On the listing of the townships, it said Crowland started on page 522, so I'm just going to enter 522 in here. And here it's interesting, it says a small gore between Crowland and Humberstone. And what I have here is the Tremaine map. So this is Crowland, this is Humberstone, this is the Tremaine map of 1862, and this is kind of the boundary in here. And if you can see, there's these odd shaped pieces of land down in here. This is the gore that they're talking about. So a gore is just kind of some extra land that doesn't quite fit into the lots and concessions. So that's what they're talking about at the beginning here. So let's just go to page 520. Let's go to the next page. And it talks about James Ekins, okay? I'm just going to go to page 525 for a second. And here it talks about a whole bunch of lots in the gore between Crowland and Humberstone. And then if I go to page 5, okay, lots numbers 1 and 2 in the first concession in the Township of Crowland. So Crowland uses lots and concessions. And again, it follows the same sequence, starts with the concessions, and then it starts with concession 1, and it'll do lots 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if nothing happened that had to be recorded in the township papers, there won't be a listing for that lot and concession. It's only when something unusual happened or something different happened that wouldn't necessarily be on the land deed. And quite often there is stuff in the township papers. So it starts with concession 1, lot 1, concession 1, lot 2, concession 1, lot 3, and so on. And then it goes to concession 2, lot 1. So it follows the sequence through, and they all follow this same sequence through if they use lots and concessions. I'm just going to skip to page 900 here. Just wanted to show you something. I mentioned before, this looks like it says the District of Nassau in the province of Quebec. So before 1791, we in Niagara were in the District of Nassau, which was in the province of Quebec. And if I go down a little bit further, it just tells me some information about, this is about Thomas Millard, and it tells me where the land is. And a lot of information here. So Crowland's pretty straightforward. Just the gore at the beginning there is a little bit, not confusing, but it's just a little bit different. So that's the township papers for Crowland. The next township I want to go through is Humberstone. And Humberstone deals with lots and concessions as well. So let's go find the township papers for Humberstone. I don't think it'll be on here. I'm just going to put the fourth one in here. And looks like this one ends at HA. So we have to go back to where we were back here. And I'm looking for the township. I want the second set of township papers, the last part of the alphabet. So I'm going to pick this one. And again, we've got the rest of the townships in here. And I'm going to scroll through to find Humberstone. These ones look like they're pretty alphabetical. Oh, here's Humberstone here. Items 71 to 899, or 889, sorry. So again, it looks like it's telling me that Humberstone is all on one reel. So I'm going to pick that microfilm there. And we know from the previous page that it starts on page 71. So this is page 71 here, Humberstone Township, so we're good to go. Oh, just a little note too, and this is just kind of in general in family search. Quite often you can save yourself a lot of looking time. When you come across, these are the thumbnails, when you come across something like this, it looks like it's the end of something and the beginning of something else. So if you're not finding stuff in the first part, keep looking for new segments. That's typically quite often the way these reels do work in family search. So we've got Humberstone Township, concession 1, lots 1 to 8. Again, this one is fairly straightforward. If I go to page 154, just want to show you an example where it matches the patent plan. So this is the south part of lot 9 in the first concession. If I pull up the patent plan for Humberstone, and this is one that is a bit difficult to read. These are the concessions, and usually the concessions are written in Roman numerals. I think, was it the Birdie, they had it written as numbers. So again, I can't say that that's always going to be the case. So these are the concessions, usually written as Roman numerals, and down the side here we have the lot numbers. So this is concession 1, lot 9. I'm going to scroll down to here, and this is difficult to read. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, this is 8 here, and this is 9. And remember, it did say Lewis maybe. This is very difficult to read. Things have been scratched out, but that does say Lewis maybe. So I want to show you something else. I just Googled Niagara Settlers Land Records. This is a website that has been put together by a fellow named, I think his first name is Bob. His last name is Mutry, but he's got a lot of really good information here. I'm going to go to Niagara Settlers Land Records. And on the side here, now he has not done all of the townships in Niagara, but I'm working on Humberstone right now. So I'm going to go to Humberstone, and he's got maps here. If I click this map here, usually they're earlier than this, but this one is 1811. I'm going to click this map here, and this has been transcribed, and the writing on here is really great. It's really easy to read. I've got this, it was transcribed by somebody named Maggie Parnell. And remember, I was looking for Lewis maybe, and I said it was concession 1, lot 9. So this is concession 1, and this is lot 9. So I'm going up to here, and it says Lewis maybe. And remember, on the patent plan, it had a whole bunch of stuff, and it had been scratched out, and it was this one in here. This one just makes it much easier to read. So sometimes I notice there's a little bit of difference between this and the patent plan, but it can help you in a lot of cases. Okay, so this says Lewis maybe. So back to the township papers, just going to show you that this is Lewis maybe on concession 1, lot 9. I'm going to go to page 803. So I'm on page 802 of the Humberstone file here, and there's a little note here. The deed's been impounded, being dated after the death of C. Bowen. I think it's Cornelius Bowen. So already we have some more information here. So that's just a little tidbit of information that might help you. One other thing that I just want to show you in this file is something written by William Hamilton Merritt, and he's talking about the Welland Canal. Okay, so we are on, there's a gore of land between Humberstone and Wainfleet. And if I flip to the next page, it's talking about keeping this land for the Welland Canal. So if anybody's interested in the Welland Canal, this kind of information might be in the township papers. Unfortunately, you do have to scroll through quite a bit of it to find it, but I just happened to come across this. Okay, so this just is talking William Hamilton Merritt. This is his signature down here. He's the agent, or the one that got the Welland Canal going. So he's just talking about some lands that he's hoping, I think he's hoping to obtain. So that is the township papers for Humberstone Township, and this one ends on, oh, this is the last page of it, ends on page 888. The next township is the Township of Pelham, and Pelham is pretty straightforward as well. It does concessions and lots. If we come to here, actually this one, just from experience, I know is going to be on the fourth page of 7 pages. So we've got Pelham here, and it looks like it's broken over 2 different films. Okay, so this one starts on page 998 and goes to the end, and then the next one starts on page 1 and goes to page 559. So let's just open up one of these. I don't think I'm going to do the second one. We'll just open up one of these at the very, make sure that, oh, this started on page 998, so let's put that in. So this is page 998 here, part of something new. If I go to the next page, here this is starting with concession 1, and that's typical of how they start. And then we go lots 1, concessions 1 and 2, and then lot 3, oh, this is in Louth, sorry. Sometimes they put, if it's the same person that's in Pelham that is in Louth, sometimes they put both of the land records in one township. So you might not always, this might not actually be recorded in Louth. This might actually only be recorded in Pelham, but it probably is the same person that they're referring to here. I don't think there's too much to say on this one. It just goes as normal. And like I said, it goes on to the second film. This one goes to the end, and then the next film starts at page 1 and goes to page 559. And you can get that film from this one here is the next film. Okay, so it starts on page 1 and goes to page 559. The next township I'm going to do is Stamford, and I know that this is on the last set here just because I've been here before. So I'm going to come up here, Stamford. Again, it looks like it's over 2 reels. This one goes from page 233 to 921. And then on the next one, it goes from 1 to 2 to page 233. So let's open up this one here. This one uses lots, no concessions, just lots. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to get the patent map. This is what the patent map looks like. Again, this one is a little bit difficult to read, but if you look, you will see that we have some fairly big numbers, and they just go by lot numbers. Okay, so this one does not use lots and concessions. If I go back to Family Search, Stamford starts on page 233. And I found this one, something strange in this one. Not quite sure. It says Stamford concessions 1 to 7. I'm going to show you something in a minute, but there's something unusual about this one here that I thought was this one is what bothered me. We've got lot 2 concession 1 Grand River, north side of the Grand River. The Grand River is nowhere near Stamford, so I'm not really sure what this is. If you go to the bottom, it definitely says Township of Stamford, and if we go even to the written stuff, it does talk about the Grand River in here on the north side of the Grand River. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if this is in the wrong spot, so I found this a bit confusing. So I wasn't quite sure what to do with this. If I go to page 262 on this film, it talks about somebody, Peter McMecken, in the Township of Stamford. He's looking for, it looks like he's in Norfolk here. I'm page 269. I just wanted to point this out to you. Be it remembered that lot number 1 in the 5th concession, Township number 2, which is Stamford, is number 197 in the plan. So it looks like when they started this, they did have lots and concessions, because lot number 1 in the 5th concession is now lot number 197 in the plan. And I believe he's probably referring to the patent plan. So this can be a bit confusing, because you will probably see some lots and concessions in Stamford, but the patent plan does consist of lots. I'm just going to go to page 800. And it talks about Rudolph Rock or Rudolph Roche, and he is in lot number 123. And on the patent plan, lot number 123 is right here. This is 123, and that looks like John Rock in here. Again, this is not easy to read. It's actually easier if you download it from the Ontario Archives and then use your reader to read it. I just can't do it on this video, but it is easier to read. So again, I just want to show you that it matches the patent plan. And the rest of Stamford, other than the fact that it uses lots, it is pretty much the same as the rest of them. The next one is the Township of Thorold. And I just know from experience that that one is going to be on page 6 of 7. So again, this is one that's not totally in alphabetical order. So we've got Thorold. BR just means it's a broken lot, could be on a river or something like that. I don't know if there's a river in Thorold, but there's a reason it's a broken lot. It's not a full lot. Oh, because there's a gore there. It looks like there's a gore. So it looks like this one starts on page 120 and goes to page 765. Okay, so let's just take a look at that one. And I'm just going to go to page, we know this one starts on page 120, but I'm just going to go right to page 299 because there's something there that I want to show you. And this is, again, we're in Nassau, the province of Quebec. This is John DeQ. And if we look at the patent plan for Thorold, you'll see these lot numbers here. Okay, so these are the lot numbers here. It looks like 33, 34, 35, 36, and we are looking for lot 81, So this is 77, 78, 79, 80, 80s here, and this is 81. So John DeQ, again, DeQ is one of those names that it's written over here as well. DeQ can be DECEW, DECOW, DECOW, and this was I think on the patent, on the township papers, it was DECUE. So again, it's just a spelling thing, okay? And actually, this was originally lot 16 in the first and second concession. So again, Thorold uses just lots. There was originally some lots and concessions, but the plan has changed it all over to just lots. So I think that's the only thing in the Thorold Township papers that I really wanted to show you. And we're going to move on to the Township of Waynflete. So if we go back to here, and just from experience, I know that Waynflete is listed on the last page of the townships. And just go to, see if we've got to find Waynflete. So again, it looks like Waynflete is over 2 different reels. This one starts on page 578 and goes to the end, and then the next one starts on page 1 and goes to page 736. So let's just open up the first one. Again, Waynflete does lots and concessions. There's nothing too unusual about this one. It's pretty straightforward. We'll just do one. Just want to show you one thing on here. Page 703. And this is just Henry Zavitz, or some people call it Zavitz, I don't know. And again, here's what I was saying, in the county of Lincoln. Well, that's because it was the county of Lincoln when this was written. It did not become the county of Welland until 1845, okay? So just going to show you, we've got lots and concessions here. We've got the lots 18 and 19 in the, where do I have this written down here? These are not always easy to find. So it is in the first concession, I believe. Yep, it's in the first concession. I don't know why it doesn't say that on here, but it is. So it's just one that I wanted to show you, okay? Okay, it says lot 19 on Lake Erie. Well, I just know that concession 1 is on Lake Erie. Okay, concession 1 starts at the lake, and then they number moving north. So that's pretty much the township of Waynflete. And the last township I want to cover is the township of Willoughby. And I actually forget where it is in here, so I'm going to go to 6. I'm not sure if it's on this one or if it's on the last one. So let's just take a look. I'm not seeing Willoughby here, so let's go to page 707. Oops. And here's Willoughby here. So it looks like it's all on one film. Starts on page 125. So let's open it up. And this one, let's go to page 125, where the township of Willoughby starts. So that is here. So Willoughby Township. If I go to the next one. So what they did on this one, on the Welland River, or it used to be called the Chippewa River or Chippewa Creek, it's got various names. They started with just some lots on the river. For the most part, Willoughby is done as lots and concessions, but on the river, I believe they've done it as just some lots. I'm going to go to page 136 here. And I'm just looking at this document here. It's John Birch, and we are looking at lot 5, or sorry, concession 5, lot 13, Township of Willoughby, 200 acres, and it gives you a little bit of information about the land there. This appears to be vacant and grantable lots and is a favorable location. So sometimes people, when they saw some vacant land, they would actually apply to get the land. So this may be under the land petitions. I actually haven't looked, but this is the type of things that you might find in the township papers. So I just want to pull up the patent plan for Willoughby. And we are looking on concession 5, lot 13. Again, not overly easy to read. These are the concessions here. Now this time they are not Roman numerals, okay? But they've got them labeled first, second, third, which is more typical of a concession. So we're looking at concession 5, and we want lot 13. So these are the lots over here. So concession 5, we will go down to lot 13, and it says John Birch. So again, it matches the patent plan. Just one other thing that I want to show you. On page 525, you might see something like this. It's just a little sketch that somebody put into the township papers. It was to do with their land, okay? It looks like it's somebody named Atwood. And this one says Welland County, so this must be done later. So again, these are just the types of things that you might find in the township papers. So there's lots to look for in the township papers. If you're looking for some kind of land records, your ancestors might actually have something in here. So that is the township papers of Welland County. I hope you enjoy searching through them. And I hope this video helps you to find information that you're looking for.